What if you have to make transition in the later of your career after you already start several successful startups, but you really want to get into tech industry as a product manager? However, your biggest challenge is that how do you able to communicate transfer skills as an entrepreneur into product management, not only breaking the industry, but also getting paid as lead product manager. In the ever-shifting economy right now, a lot of entrepreneurs see these challenges when they break into product management. In today's episode, we're going to demystify how all entrepreneurs can break into product management with ease and still able to lead those lead product manager positions if you know how to position yourself effectively. Hey guys, this is Dr. Nancy Lee, direct product feature in Forbes. I've helped thousands of people land a dream PM job offer in FAANG companies and unicorn startup and continue to get promoted as a product leader. In this channel, we'll talk about tech trends and free product management training. Like and subscribe. Check out new video every Tuesday. Hi, Mickie. Welcome to the Product Insider podcast.
Hello, thank you for having me today.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you because you represent a very senior and very successful group of audience that already have over 20 years experience, and you also have your own company for over 9 years. And I also understand lots of folks like you are looking for very high level position given you're very senior compared with other people, and you're able to make a very smooth transition. So that's why I love to have you share all the insight today.
Yeah, I'm excited to share that with your audience. It's been an interesting journey, and I hope I can help some people.
Yeah, of course. So, Mickie, can you quickly introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes, my name is Mickie Carter. I started my career as a physician assistant, where I was doing direct patient care for over 20 years. I worked in several different settings like urgent care, inpatient rehabilitation, and as well as university campuses. Eventually, I co founded a digital health and fitness company that allowed me to combine my clinical knowledge with my interest in building tools that help people take charge of their fitness and well-being. So over the last 9 years, I led the development of physical and digital products, and most recently co-led the creation of an AI-powered mental wellness app, and that was in the AI Bootcamp with Dr. Nancy. So today I'm excited to announce that I'm the new lead product manager at QuadMed, which will be bringing all those experiences together to help shape innovative, patient-centered healthcare and solutions, and just like full circled, allow me to use all of my experience at an amazing company.
This is exciting, Mickie, and especially you already have several successful startups, your own business for a while. So let me ask you this question: why do you want to become a product manager? Given you had very track record of success, you have your own business and doing well for already 9 years. Why? Why product management? Why make a shift in later stage of your career?
So I've made a few big shifts in my career over the during my life. So the first one was that transition out of direct patient care into a founder, and now it's just time to make another shift out of being a founder. And I learned so many things, and it was just a natural transition using my clinical experience and my product development experience as a founder to tie together into product management. Honestly, I didn't understand that I had been doing the things a product manager does for my entire career. Honestly, it was just about positioning those things and helping people understand during the interview process that I had all those skills already and had been doing the work of a product manager, even though it wasn't really in that formal title my entire career.
Yes, Mickie, let's do some education on mindset, reverse education here.
Mhm.
So you said you are physician assistant, and you
Right?
also said physician assistant experience is quite similar to product management. So can you tell me what is a physician assistant? What does a physician assistant do, and how is related to product management, so that we all can go through the path with you together?
Sure. So, a physician assistant or PA is a mid level healthcare provider, kind of like a nurse practitioner. It's a master's degree leveled, trained medical provider who does direct patient care in rural clinics and specialty clinics all over, all kinds of different healthcare settings, and is actually a huge growing field right now in virtual care.
Hmm.
So it's a great field to be in. And what I realized, and what was really pivotal in positioning myself as a product manager, was understanding that doing direct patient care, you are solving and diagnosing what are problems for the patient the whole time. So product manager is all about the patient, is the customer centered solutions, right? Looking for their pain points, figuring out the best way to approach them and fix them and help the customer. Well, my patients for 20 years were my customers. And so I was able to really, once I really started thinking about it, I began to understand that I had been solving problems as a clinician for 20 years, working in cross collaboration with other doctors and physical therapists and occupational therapists and counselors in all of those settings. I had been doing cross collaboration as well as solving problems and coming up with solutions as I was diagnosing uh, you know what was going on with the patients. And so I was able to, really, once I learned how to talk the talk and get in interviews and explain how I had been doing, those had developed those skills during the course of my entire career. That was really powerful. Once I understood that, it was a lot easier to talk about how I could be a strong product manager, because I had
Hmm.
the obvious skills as a founder, like the raw skills, but the thinking and strategic solving of problems had been developing for years as a physician assistant as well.
This is so exciting. So, what about the digital element of experience? Because you're joining a health tech company, you need to lead software engineers, developers. Um, your soft skills as product manager clearly can be presented in your PA position. What about digital element? How did you bridge the gap in terms of communicating? You already had built digital experience.
Sure. So a couple of things. First, as a founder, my company has been a digital health and wellness brand, and so I've been
Mhm.
online developing digital and tech solutions and using technology to run a business for 9 years. And so I had the hands-on skills using software and tech stuff as it's developed over the last 9 years to run my business.
Yeah.
And then, of course, in the AI Product Manager Bootcamp, was able to, really apply some new technology like AI into product management and like hands-on experience to combine some of those skills and, strengthen those skills and understand how they work together in health tech to present myself more powerfully in the positions that were being offered.
This is awesome. Now let's dive deeper regarding the challenge you're facing during this transition. I assume it's not that easy. If that easy, all entrepreneurs will become product manager today. And however, based on my understanding, even senior product managers today, they are having hard time land a PM job because the job market is that competitive. So I believe more than you need experience, all senior people already had experience. So but becoming a product manager, especially landing a role at lead product manager, is in a different level. So, can you tell us what are the top three challenges you faced during this transition?
Okay, yeah. So I faced a lot of challenges. The top three, I would say, and the other thing too, for me specifically, is that I was looking for remote PM positions.
Mm.
So the field of applicants is quite often thousands of people. I mean, as crazy as that sounds, because it's global applicants, right? So it was very, very tough, very competitive field. But my most three biggest challenges, I would say, one, translating my founder experience and my clinical experience into formal product management language, which is what I
Hmm.
learned in PMA Accelerator. Number two would be navigating rejection and staying confident during the interview cycles, and learning from rejection. Number three would be finding roles that valued my domain experience and valued non traditional candidates as well.
So let's break down those challenges. I think there's so much lessons here that everyone can leverage. So talk about the first challenge. You're talking about you have hard time translating founder experience into formal product management language. So how exactly you made it happen, and what kind of tools or strategies you used to conquer this challenge?
Sure. So, translating my experiences into the formal product manager language was super important. I did this the addition initially through joining the product manager accelerator, and then later the AI PM Bootcamp, but listening to tons of different podcasts like yours and other people, newsletters, just reading extensively on the subject. There's so much out there about product management, and it's really, really important that you understand the language and the lingo and the jargon and be able to talk among the people who have been working with product managers like the way they expect you to. And even though you
Mhm.
have the skills, they want to hear it translated in a very specific way. And so it helped me learn how to frame my experience in terms of metrics, roadmaps, and outcomes, which is what hiring managers are looking for specifically when they interview you for that first round.
That's so true. In simple terms, that's all I always tell my student. You just hit all the PM keywords, right? So when you talk to customer, we don't call when I say I talk to customer, we say I have conducted voice customer interviews.
Right.
And when you figure out what to build for your company, for your customers, you can say I create a roadmap. So all these are just hitting those keywords. And actually, we have a free resources for all the listeners. And I have a blog post regarding product management keywords. I also have separate YouTube videos about product management keywords. I'm going to link it in the description of the show notes so everybody can go there and starting using those keywords and speaking like a PM starting from today.
Yes, I highly recommend that because it really is so important because you might read a job description and you're like, boom, I can do all of these things. But it's not a matter of they don't care. They want to hear specific things, right? And you have to be able to express it using those keywords and in the terms they want to hear and are listening for very specifically. So, yes, it can be frustrating, but it's really like learning a new language to be able to express yourself in the right way if you are transitioning from a non-traditional product management role into what is considered traditional PM.
Yeah, exactly. Now let's also move to second challenge, which is navigating rejections and stay confident during the long interview cycles. We all know there's the elephant in the room. The job market is very tough, very competitive. Based on public news, last year the entire industry hired 25% less entry level jobs. Literally, I have like Harvard, MIT undergrad, they started computer science, reached out to me saying, hey, Nancy, I graduate in May as we're recording this podcast in July. I was like, you still haven't a job yet? They said, no. Do you have any referrals? Like, MIT computer science undergrad, you need additional referrals. You haven't landed a job after you graduate 2 months ago. It's crazy. That's like literally there's less jobs out there. So if you don't know how to position yourself and say the right thing during interview. However, even for senior people, we also know all the like big tech company nowadays announcing layoff, reorg for many different reasons. Have seen principal product manager from Microsoft and work on AI Copilot got laid off as well. And it has nothing to do with his performance, just a reorg, it just gone. So now it's very competitive. So, and I also assume given competitive, the percentage rejection rate is higher. So how exactly stay confident when you handle these rejections?
I will say it's hard. It's an up and down thing, and it's something that you just have to tell yourself in a lot of ways. For some of these rejections, number one, it's always about learning something from them and moving forward. Like thinking about how you did in the process, thinking about how I could have done better. I always did that, and sometimes it's not you. I think it's important to not take it personally. I
Mm-hmm.
never took it personally when I didn't get a job, even though I might connect with someone really well in an interview and be really shocked that I wasn't offered something. At the end of the day, I'm like, I have no idea where they're coming from. I have no idea what the other candidates look like. I have no idea if they just decided not to hire for this position anymore, or if they hired someone internally, or if they never intended to hire someone externally. There's so many factors that go into how a company is hiring and putting someone into a position that you have no idea about. And so you just do your best, and then whatever the outcome is, you kind of go with it. It was I've had, there was a week, I think I shared with your community, there was a week where
Yeah.
I interviewed with 3 companies that I would have loved to work with. And I felt like I was such a good fit for any one of those positions. They were all senior level product management positions in healthcare industry. I think I would have done phenomenal in any of those roles. I had multiple interviews over a 3-week period with each of those companies and expected to have multiple offers, quite frankly, because I connected so well with all of them and
Mm-hmm.
was so excited about it, and ended up one by one getting rejected by all of them in the same week. And it was super disappointing. It was hard not to get depressed about that, but and they don't share with you why you're not being chosen, right? That's not part of it. You just get the formal rejection letter saying we've decided to go another way after you've spent so much time and energy, because your life stops when you're interviewing with some of these companies. If you're in a
Yeah.
fifth interview, you spend an entire day or 2 days preparing for this interview and for these questions. And, it's really hard. That can be really hard, really frustrating. So just keep your head up and remember it's not you. A lot of times it's nothing you did. Just do your best and walk away with some lessons and keep going. It's competitive, but if you're doing your best, then there's no reason to not just keep going.
Yeah, exactly. I always tell my students, interviewing is like dating. A lot of time when you go on dates and you didn't become a real match or marry the other guy, do you really think it was because you're not good enough, or it's more about the other guy has a weird sensation regarding what he choose as a perfect match for him as well? So it's selection process for both sides as well. So
Right.
therefore, once we change the mindset regarding, hey, and the perfect fit, whatever. Well, many things could happen. So we choose our own spouse and husband, and then that we choose our own company, and the company needs to like feel like those kind of match as well. So once we see it as a dating, the other side of the table handled 50% of the match as well. And then it's like, yes, you're right. Less about us, it's about the match for any reason just didn't. Mickie, let's talk about the third one. I think for third one is something so unique that was able to actually flip the coin. You mentioned that for search challenges, they have challenged in terms of finding roles that value deep domain expertise in non-traditional candidate. I think this more like your background is like the other side of search, reverse search, right? You need someone who's value who you are. So how exactly you find those roles that actually value entrepreneur and they think you're way better than others who just went to Harvard and Stanford, joined for Google. It's you have different value you can bring to the table.
Right. So for me, it was about finding companies that were not huge, maybe not giant enterprise level yet, but that had they were working on that founder mindset. So wear a lot of hats and you're scrappy and you work very hard and you're very resourceful. That's the foundation I'm coming from that they can appreciate in their own company. And that's so in those, I looked for roles that I could see they were in the same stages, that they would really appreciate that mindset of an entrepreneur and someone coming from that background, as
Mhm.
well as someone who had a deep understanding of clinical workflows. And,
Yeah.
so I really focused on healthcare companies that valued someone who had the knowledge and direct experience in patient care and understood clinical workflows deeply and could work with cross-functionally in the medical industry, as well as having that founder experience.
So this also remind me in terms of the pool. And if you're looking for someone really value entrepreneurial experience in the stage of their company and as well as in wealth fitness industry, your pool will become very small, right? So there might be only, I don't know, 50 type of companies out there. How would you balance between the perfect fit versus fewer pools of company out there? Or my assumption was incorrect. It's like there are still large, like 200, 500 of these, just need one, find one. So what have you thought about this, like niche down versus bigger pool? So how do you think about it?
So initially, when I started applying for jobs, I think, or product management roles, I did go wider, cast the net very wide. Anything that had anything at all to do with e-commerce. As a founder, I thought, I think I could do anything in e-commerce. I could do anything in fitness, wellness, healthcare industry, digital platform experience. I had
Yeah.
an AI experience, so that's like it's very wide net. And
Yeah.
but over time, I found that I did better in interviews that were far more niche down
Mm.
and had that healthcare niche made I could speak better to those people and they valued my background better, and it
Mhm.
just ended up being a better fit. And honestly, there's a lot of I still had probably one role a week. I applied for a job like almost every day in that industry, because again, I was looking for remote. So these are like, there's so much opportunity out
Yeah.
there for positions in product management. There are lots of applicants as well, so it's very competitive, but there are roles in very niche fields and with very niche knowledge. So I think
Mhm.
I think a big piece of advice I would give people is to stick in you're going to perform better in, I think, in interviews when you're speaking more niche down to things you're very good at and understand deeply than you are trying to cover like generally broader topics. At least for me, I did.
Yeah, also another piece of information, I think everyone forgot about how easy it could be if you use the right strategy in interviews. At the end of the day, even you're very niche down, as you just mentioned, you still have one interview per week, one company that offer you interviews. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and some weeks that you mentioned, some weeks that three companies going through the
Mhm.
interviews, right? So there's still a lot, even in very niche down.
Oh
So
yes.
therefore, yeah, this is exciting. So I think people instead of complaining, I have lots of people come to me saying, Nancy, I cannot land any interview. I went to Harvard or I work for Google, all these. I cannot land interviews. Well, other people does not go to Harvard, MIT. Other people does not work for Google, landing interviews at least one per week, and then sometimes three, and then landing offers after rounds of interviews. So it's more about focusing the wrong, right problem to solve. In this case, is identify what your unique value proposition to the company, and second, like optimize your resume, put in the right product portfolio, and also know what to say during the interview so that you can speed up the interview cycle instead of just, oh, I don't have an interview. Well, you're using wrong strategies. Of course, no interview. People are getting paid high salaries and also leading a very high title like yours. You're leading as lead product manager positions, not just entry level senior PM, you're lead PM. So there are opportunity for everybody.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So I think it's, yeah, don't get down, really think about the positions and the right fit for what you can, your skill set brings, and don't compare yourself to other people. That's really hard when you join a big community
Mhm.
like yours, where there's so many people that have these amazing backgrounds that are very intimidating, and people who seem to be interviewing and getting like multiple job offers like daily. It's kind of, it's easy to get discouraged when you see that, because it's hard not to compare yourself. So I that is not your own. Everybody has their own journey. Don't just be happy for everybody's successes, and don't compare yourself to anyone else's where they are in their journey. I think is really important.
Yeah, exactly. So we do have weekly offer celebration. You can see other, oh, does someone get this offer, this offer, like, and then now earlier when I started to offer celebration, it's mainly motivation for students. Say, see other people landing offers, you just follow through the path, you can do it. And then later on, I have students tell me that, oh, when I take a look at the weekly offer celebration, I feel a little bit depressed. They joined the program same time as me. That's my classmate. How he got an offer already
Right.
from Amazon. Yeah, it is a little bit depressing on both sides, double sword edge. But I still think everyone's journey is different. Just follow through the journey and really fine tune your process as well. Mika yourself also share your journey as well. I think we also have other people. Also, I think one man's doing also like he's also a coach, like health coach, something like that. He was like, wow, this is very inspiring. So therefore, depends on when you see other people's success, how do you process it internally, make it as a motivation. Yeah, thank you for sharing all those behind scenes, the insight, the psychology behind landing offers out there.
Yeah, it's a mental health journey for sure. It can be very discouraging. So just keep your chin up and do not compare yourself to anyone else, because it's the worst. That's the worst thing you can do for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I do have another free resource for everybody to get started right away. For people who cannot even land an interview, something's wrong with your resume. To be frank, all right, so we have free resources, a product management resume template that been used by 14,000 product managers, landing roles from Google, Meta, Amazon, Nvidia, all the way to unicorn startups, all types. You should go to our website, pmaccelerator.io/PM resume to download those free template. I'm also going to link it in the description of the show notes so that you can filter out all the noise and stay focused on getting the first step, which is landing an interview first.
Right. Yep. And don't be afraid to tweak uh, your resume for the position. I think that's important. In your about me section, that you guys help people, their introduction about their career.
Yeah.
I think what really helped me a lot is when I started tweaking that and modifying it based on the job description. When I would talk to the during the very first initial round with the recruiter, if I used a lot of the same jargon that I've found in the job description, and relayed it back in my about me section, it was very helpful in moving to the next interview process.
This is awesome. Great golden tips here. Miki, you share so many like golden nugget regarding strategy, how people can get ahead in today's competitive job market, especially with entrepreneurial background. So let me ask you the number one. What is the number one game changing moment that actually help you stand out and land the senior product manager role? And given there are over thousands of candidates.
Okay, yeah, this is a great question. So, working on the in the AI bootcamp with your community was really pivotal for me. As we developed our MVP, it allowed me to, you know, dive in and use hands-on skills to lead within a team structure, not just as a founder, but as getting hands-on experience doing the things that I needed to be able to talk about that I had done in interviews. So that
Mhm.
shift came and in the AI PM bootcamp, and it allowed me to communicate the value of all of my experiences in the past. So I think that was kind of the time when everything came together in my mind about how all of my experiences had worked together to prepare me as a product manager and to be really good at it. I framed everything around all of my experiences and was able to translate them into what what companies were looking for as in the lead product manager position. So
Mhm.
all of it was a manner of I think the hands-on experience as a product manager in a traditional product manager role in that AIPM bootcamp was really, really important to me, because it's just talking about being a product manager and working with a cross-functional team like really recently was really powerful. So it allowed me to kind of like bring all like full circle all of my experiences together and talk about it. I think impactfully and powerfully in a way that resonated with the people I was talking to in interviews.
This is very exciting. So, Miki, let's break it down a little bit. So, as you mentioned, especially at the lead PM position, you think it's important to manage a team of people so you can elevate yourself into a lead PM position. Now, let me ask you the question. So, when you apply for jobs, do you apply for all tiers from senior PM to lead PM? How much the employers really value your experience leading a bigger team when you go through those interviews?
Yes, I did apply for personally the entry level product manager roles if it was the right company, right fit. But based on my experiences, I felt like I could do very well as lead or senior
Mm,
product manager. So I did focus on those roles because as a founder, I had worked with cross functional teams. To develop products. And then as a clinician, I had worked with cross functional teams to deliver patient care and solve patients, problems as through diagnosis and managing patient care. And so then when I went through AIPM bootcamp, it was more of a traditional team as far as like data scientists and
yeah.
developers and other product managers that I hadn't really had the chance to work with. And so that extra step, even though I had been leading teams and working with teams, I think that extra step helped me be prepared to talk about my skills as lead for, that I could do the job as a lead or senior product manager.
Very cool. I see. That's how you leverage all this experience to elevate yourself into lead level. And I also highly encourage everybody, even if in the past you do not have a product manager title, yes, you can go for senior or lead PM title or even head of product title. Really depends on how you package your journey, your experience, how you sell yourself in interviews, and gaining the right experience as well. And thank you for great insight. Miki, let me ask you another question. So, what advice do you have for experienced career switchers like you? So you decide to just switch from entrepreneurship to product management, and I bet there's a lot of experienced people. They may not be entrepreneur, but experienced in different domain. They want to switch. So what advice do you have for them?
So go for it. I say don't undervalue your past though. Find ways to translate it into the skills that people are looking for as a product manager. So you're building on the skills you already have. So, but you do have to, I think mold those skills into what people are looking for through courses like yours and communities like yours. And so you have to get practice storytelling and mock interviews. And so it is important to get, I think, into a community of people who are kind of going through that process again, so you can get real advice and tips on and like actually do the thing. You have to like actually speak through an interview. Like it's so different. The funny thing is, when before I started transitioning into product management roles, I
Mhm.
had never interviewed for a job that I did not get. And so I had that's
Wow.
yes. And now I have had hundreds of rejections, and so I'm like a pro at rejection. But it truly is a mindset change, and will be the same for many other people too, depending on the career switch they're doing. So just know that going in, this is a whole new ball game. It's different, and you need to learn new skills to be able to get a win. And even though you know that you can do the job, you have to convince other people that your past experiences translate into what they're looking for. And so, yeah, keep that in mind. And my advice is just to keep going, go for it. It's a great field to be a part of. I'm super excited.
Wow, I feel like you hit nail in the head in terms of if you are experienced career switchers, number one is really shifting your identity and your definition of getting rejection. And then number two, finding the right community who can support you through the whole process. Because I believe all senior people, including myself, like if I go for interviews and I got hundreds of rejections, but in the past I got offers all the time, that yes, there is a sense of change in terms of your definition of success and your identity shift, and also having the great community supporting the whole process and guide you through the process is something very critical for experienced product managers out there. Very cool. So for experienced career switchers, if you're interested in getting more hands-on help, feel free to reach out to our company and start joining our free portfolio masterclass or AI PM Bootcamp. You can go to our website at pmaccelerator.io/AIPM to get started for free. We'll give you 1 hour free training so you can think about how would you design your future career path as well. I'm also linking in the description of this show note. Mickie, we have been talking a lot about growing professionally and advancing career, getting paid more, and become a lead product manager. And can you share with us regarding how you grow yourself personally and professionally as well? What resources do you recommend people to grow themselves? Because I'm a big believer of growth mindset. What's your take on growth mindset, and how would you grow yourself professionally and personally?
Sure. So I agree with you. I am huge on personal development. I've always, that's very big part of all the careers I've been a part of, is to have that mindset of growth and learning all the time. You never know everything, so anytime you can learn something new, it's super important. So I love taking online courses. They're the best ways that I have found to stay sharp and keep up with how things are changing and evolving. So especially courses like yours, the PMA and then the AI PM Bootcamp were both pivotal and super important in this career change for me. Got me hands-on experience, allowed me to transition and grow relatively quickly. And the thing to remember is that product management and the way that role with every company does not fit into one box. So when you apply for a product management role at one company, they may have different things they're expecting of that person than that at another company. So you really need to read that job description and realize that what people are looking for is not the same across every title that says product manager or senior product manager or lead product manager. You could be doing a myriad of different things. And so it's going to be important to find the right fit. And unless you are up to date on the industry and learning and have that learning mindset, you could miss out on that fact and some of the new and evolving positions that are really great opportunities, especially for like AI. In that space of AI, it is changing almost weekly, the way that you can incorporate AI tools into the product management role at your company. So these are things that we are all learning. And if you are not on top of learning and staying and innovating at the speed of whatever industry you're going into, you will miss out on a lot of opportunities. So that is how I grow professionally. Personally, I stay grounded with regular exercise and family time. I have 5 kids. We're also raising our granddaughter who is 5. So my kids are all super active. We stay involved in their lives. I have 2 kids in college who are big part of all of our time management. And so our family comes first. That's non-negotiable, but also fitness. Taking care of me personally and my body and my healthcare is very, very important for me to show up in the best way that I can professionally. So that those are my two big pieces of advice. Don't be afraid to learn, find communities, and take care of yourself.
This is beautiful, Mickie. I didn't know you're a proud mama of 5 and proud grandma as well.
I am.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's very inspiring. Wow, my goodness. And you're able to do so much. You're able to have your own company, your own startup, and now you're working for another company at the Lead PM, pursuing your career as well, growing all around it. It's amazing. This is so amazing. Holy
Yes.
crap.
This
Wow.
is and that which is why I wanted I was so important to me to have a remote position for that work-life balance. And
Yeah.
so I'm super blessed and feel really fortunate that I was able to get the position that I have. I'm so excited about it.
This is awesome. I wish you best of luck in your new role. And I also believe that they're so lucky to have you join them as well. And
Thank you.
especially you need to find someone who's so dedicated and have great success in the past and help them grow the company. They're lucky to find you. This is
Thank
so
you.
awesome.
Thank you. I'm excited.
And Mickie, one last question. We always ask the guests this question. So where can people follow you? And if any additional question or want to get additional inspirations?
Sure. If anybody wants to connect with me or follow me, they can find me on LinkedIn.
Awesome. So we're gonna put Mickey's LinkedIn in the description of the show note. Everyone is very welcome to follow her and connect with her. This is so
Absolutely.
amazing.
Absolutely. Yes.
Cool. Hey, listeners, and if you love any of the free tips we provide today, and we really appreciate you can leave us a 5-star review and comment and like this YouTube videos and listen to us through all your favorite podcast network. It takes a lot of effort to bring the best guests and to share their golden nugget and sage advice with all of you guys so that you can speed up your development in terms of your career, your personal success as well. You can also follow us on all different kind of social channels, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and X and Red to get additional free content and advice from our communities. And this is Dr. Nancy Lee from PMXR.io, and thank you for joining us, Mickie.
Thank you.